Hi everyone, it's Marisa from bumblebeeapothecary.com, and today I'm here to talk all about detox baths. Oh, yes, I'm using natural light and we just went behind a cloud. I don't know if you could tell. Okay, so sea salt. Okay, so we did Epsom salt, baking soda, sea salt, apple cider vinegar. We have bentonite clay. When we've done seaweed detox baths, I get like a granulate. What else do we want to talk about? Detox baths. Oh yeah. So if you've been with me for any length of time, you'll know that I talk about the GAPS diet to some degree. I'm a certified GAPS coach, and you might be wondering, is this video for me if I'm not really into the GAPS diet? And the answer is yes. Detox baths are for anyone, whether or not you are doing the GAPS diet. They are a powerful detox tool. They're powerful and gentle. They are wonderful for so many different reasons besides just detox. They are healthy for the skin, they're relaxing, they can help your body absorb different types of nutrients and things. They're really wonderful. So let's go ahead and jump into talking about detox baths, what they are, how to do them, how to deal with water for having a good detox bath, different types of detox baths to use for different situations, and all kinds of good stuff. So let's get started. So I think that it was Dr. Natasha who coined the term detox bath in her books Gut and Psychology Syndrome and Gut and Physiology Syndrome. So Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride is the creator of the GAPS diet, and that's kind of where I'm coming from with this, but like I said, anybody can use detox baths whether you're on GAPS or not. So detox baths are when you have a bath and you add specific things to it to help the body in different ways. So Dr. Natasha has 6 different things that she recommends for detox baths, and those are Epsom salt, bicarbonate of soda or baking soda, same thing, different names, sea salt, like a natural sea salt, bentonite clay, apple cider vinegar, and seaweed. So what happens when you use this? You put one of these items into your bath, you get in, your body is allowed to soak in this rich water that has had this ingredient added to it, and it acts upon your body. Your body is able to absorb that thing that you added to make it a detox bath. It's able to draw toxins out. It's able to relax the muscles. It's able to be calming. So lots of different great things happening. And again, this is not me saying these things. I'm not a medical doctor. I am a certified GAPS coach, and this information comes from Dr. Natasha in her books. So if you'd like to read more about like the science behind it and all of that kind of thing, I highly recommend checking out her GAPS books and reading about it that way. But I'm here to talk about the practical part of it, why we do them, what they do, how to do them, all that kind of thing. So how to choose which detox bath ingredient? Since there's 6 of them, which do we start with? So as a certified GAPS coach, when I work with clients, I have come to realize that different situations call for one or more specific detox bath ingredient, because different ingredients will help with different symptoms that the person's dealing with. So one of my favorites to start with is Epsom salt. So we use Epsom salt to help people when they have sore muscles. It is very helpful as just a general detox support. So it really helps just the body's efforts of detoxing through the skin. It is a form of magnesium, so the body can absorb magnesium by taking an Epsom salt bath. It's relaxing, calming. It's really helpful. It also, I find, is very effective at helping to relieve die-off symptoms. So if you ate more of a fermented food than you were used to, or something like that, that triggered a lot of die-off, taking an Epsom salt bath can really help to relieve that and get you feeling better, because it speeds up the body getting rid of the toxins that were released during that time. So Epsom salt is usually the one that I recommend people start with. Another one that is really, really helpful in the beginning is baking soda. So bicarbonate of soda. This can just be like Arm & Hammer plain baking soda that you add or something similar to that. So this one is very helpful for itchy skin conditions. So eczema, itchy skin reactions, psoriasis, different things like that I find are helped a lot and soothed by baking soda in my experience, in baking soda baths. So that's what I like to use that one for. Usually we don't combine the ingredients. Usually we don't. We just have one at a time. But I personally make an exception for Epsom salt and baking soda. I will combine those two. I have heard that having baking soda helps your body use the Epsom salt better. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but since they help keep the bathtub clean, baking soda helps with a nice clean bathtub. It kind of helps cleansing dirty kids if they've been playing outside. I will oftentimes use baking soda and Epsom salt together. A related detox bath ingredient is sea salt. So this would be a natural mineral salt. Like Redmond Real Salt is oftentimes one that I will go to for this one, just because it's a little bit less expensive than my top favorite mineral salts for cooking, like Baja Gold, Celtic Sea Salt, those ones. It would get pretty pricey to be putting a cup of Celtic Sea Salt or Baja Gold salt in your bath. So if you want to do a detox bath with just a natural sea salt, Redmond Real Salt or something like that is usually what I will use, and that can be really great for a variety of minerals. So it's kind of like Epsom salt, but with a wider spectrum of minerals that you get from that natural mineral salt. And while we're mentioning mineral salts, I did also want to remind you guys of this fantastic product, Ocean Mineral Soak from Baja Gold, the same company that makes the wonderful mineral sea salt for cooking and eating. So they also make this. So they have their mineral salt with Epsom salt in there, and you can get a plain unscented version, or this one has lavender essential oil in it. So this can be a really nice option too. It would save money over using like just a sea salt, a cooking type of sea salt in your bath, but you get the benefit of Epsom salt in there as well. So this is a kind of a related option that you could do. And while I'm thinking about it, all of these options, the ingredients I'm talking about, will be linked in the description box if you want to go see like brands that I recommend and different things like that. Next is apple cider vinegar. So this can be a really helpful one for general detox. I would be careful with it if you have an itchy skin reaction. Just try a little bit to see if it helps. But apple cider vinegar can be helpful for soothing some types of skin situations like sunburn or anything like that. It's actually soothing in that way. I find that apple cider vinegar isn't always the thing for something like eczema. It can be a little bit irritating, but for other skin things like a sunburn, it can be really soothing and helpful. And then if you don't have eczema, just another great detox. It's wonderful because it has some probiotic benefits. It kind of helps balance the pH of the skin. It's wonderful as like a toner for your skin, and it's also very great for your hair. So if you're taking a bath, and especially for kids, or it could be anybody, and you're washing your hair at the same time, having apple cider vinegar in there helps. It's wonderful for your hair. It's smoothing, shine boosting, pH balancing. It's awesome for your hair, and also really great as a detox ingredient. Next, let's talk about bentonite clay. So you might be familiar with the very powerful drawing properties that bentonite clay has. Some people even call it magnetic properties. So bentonite clay wants to draw and hold on to things. So it can be very, very powerful as a detox bath ingredient. So you might have heard of things like clay or mud wraps, where people go and have like clay or mud put on their bodies, or you can go and sit in like a clay bath or something. This is the same kind of idea. So it's very purifying. You can also think of like a clay mask for your face, how that draws things out, really purifies your skin, clears your pores. It's just so good for skin. So that's why we use it as a detox bath ingredient. It's powerful for pulling toxins out, great for your skin, so that's another really good one to use. And then last of all is seaweed. So seaweed is really helpful because, again, it has lots of minerals and nutrients in it. It has iodine in it, and so if those are specific nutrients that could be very helpful for a person, then that can be a wonderful thing to add in your bath. The only drawback for seaweed is that it does make your bathtub kind of gross afterwards. So it's not the nicest to clean up after, but man, does it make you feel good when you have it in there. When we've done seaweed detox baths, I get like a seaweed granule that's made for animals, like a natural seaweed granules, and add those to the bath, and those work pretty well. You just have to have some way to filter them out so that you're not clogging up your drain. So now let's talk about how to use these. So like, what are good starting amounts? What amounts are good to work up to? All that kind of a thing. So I always recommend rotating through them. Try each one at least once just to see how you feel afterwards. And I always recommend starting very small. So especially if you're a very sensitive person, if you're very sick, you know you're very sensitive, anything like that, you just feel a little bit cautious about it, then start very small, like a tablespoon of the detox bath ingredient for the first time. You can also adjust how intense the detox properties of the bath are by how long you stay in, and then the temperature of the water. The longer that you stay in the water, the more powerful that detox bath is going to be. Also, the hotter the water, the more powerful the detox properties are going to be. Again, this is all straight from Dr. Natasha, all this information. So when you're first starting out, start with a little bit. Don't stay in there too long. Pay attention to how you feel if you start. So the idea for any detox support that we do the goal is to feel better after it. If you feel worse after it, you did too much. So pay attention to how you feel in the bath. Get out when you're still feeling good. Don't stay in so long that you start to feel lightheaded or yucky or anything like that. So start small, start with a short amount of time, cooler water. So the more detox baths you do, then you gradually increase all of those things as your body adjusts and is able to handle it. So you can increase the amount up to 1 cup. Go slowly, but slowly increase up to 1 cup of the detox ingredient, or 2 cups. So 1 to 2 cups is usually a good goal amount. And that can be up to you. If you need to kind of save money and be on a tighter budget, 1 cup is still very effective. If you are really going to prioritize your detox bath ingredient in your budget and you're going to say, I'm going to use, these are really helpful for me and I'm going to use a lot, then 2 cups is great. And then increase the time that you're in there. Spend a little bit longer gradually. And you can also play around with the temperature, increasing the temperature to be warmer as it feels good to you. Remember, you want to feel good, you want to feel better, not worse. All right, so a question that comes up a lot, which is kind of sad to me, a lot of people don't have a bathtub. For some reason there can be good reasons, right? Like somebody needed to make the house wheelchair compatible or something like that. So I understand that there's reasons, but so there are houses, apartments that don't have bathtubs. And so what do you do in that case? Or this could apply if you're traveling and you don't have access to a bathtub for a while, but you need that detox bath. So foot baths come in very, very handy. So Dr. Natasha says that the bottoms of our feet have large pores and the body can detox a lot through the feet. So if for some reason a whole body bathtub bath is not an option for you, a foot bath is great. So you just do the same thing, add half a cup or a cup of your detox ingredient. It'll be a lot more concentrated, but that's okay. Again, when you're first starting out, start off small and slowly increase. But do your feet, do a foot bath. Otherwise, all the ingredients are the same. The process is the same, starting small and slow and working up. And that is a really great solution. Now let's talk about water for your bath, because this is another big challenge that comes up. How do we make sure that the bath water that we're using is clean and not contributing to our toxic load? And Dr. Natasha says, even if you can't do anything to your water, even if you can't filter it, and all you have is tap water in your bath, she says, we're going to talk in a second about things that you can do to get rid of chlorine and all that. But she says, even if that's all you have, doing a detox bath with a detox ingredient is still going to be beneficial. It's best if you can treat the water, but even if you can't, she says, still go ahead and do it. It's still helpful. So what are some ways that we can treat the water to make sure that it's clean and helpful for our detox bath? So number 1 is filtering the water. So you can get a bath ball filter that the water can run through. These are okay. I use one. A better option is a full house filter. We haven't done that on this house just because we have a Berkey for filtering drinking water, and we don't plan to be here for a really long time, but that's definitely something that I would like to do down the road. So in the meantime, we do a bath ball filter, and then we also add a vitamin C tablet. So a vitamin C tablet will remove the chlorine from the water. And then I also add 1 teaspoon of bentonite clay. No matter what other kind of detox bath I'm doing, I always add a teaspoon of bentonite clay because that will help draw toxins and impurities and things that we don't want in the water and keep them from going into our skin. So filtering, a vitamin C tablet, and a teaspoon of bentonite clay in every detox bath, plus whatever detox ingredient is what we do to treat the water to make sure that it's clean. Another option that I have done in the past is that we have a shower head filter that filters the water coming through the shower, and I've filled the bathtub with that before. The only problem is it's very slow, it takes forever, and then with little kids you have a dangling shower head down there, which you know what can happen with that. Your whole bathroom gets hosed down in no time. So we don't usually do that. We usually do the bath ball and then adding the vitamin C and bentonite clay. And then to kind of wrap this video up, let's talk about what are we actually recreating when we are doing detox baths? What are detox baths really inspired from? And the answer is they are inspired from things like mineral hot springs and the ocean, right? So if you have the chance to swim in natural mineral hot springs, do it. If you have a chance to swim in the ocean, do it. Because what are these? These are the ultimate detox baths, right? When my family goes on vacation, we like to kind of plan the trip around natural springs to swim in and the ocean whenever possible, because we love it so much. That can be an option depending on where you live. If you don't have a bathtub, you can do a foot detox bath as often as you can, and then go swim in your nearby mineral hot springs or the ocean if you have that option. And then the last little thing to talk about is swimming options. So when you're being mindful about what you're swimming in, like if you're on gaps or trying to overcome health conditions, then swimming in a chlorinated pool is not usually the best option, just because chlorine is meant to kill things, right? And if you're trying to repopulate your body with friendly flora, chlorine isn't your friend. Also, chlorine water in a pool has a layer of gas, chlorine gas above it, which is pretty irritating to your lungs and not the greatest thing. So if you have to do it, I like to always choose outdoor pools instead of indoor ones, but what I prefer is to swim in natural waters, hot springs, natural lakes, rivers, and the ocean. Dr. Natasha, in the back of her Yellow Gaps book, has a list of different things that don't help your body and things that do help your body, and in the things that don't help, she lists chlorine swimming pools, and in the things that do help your body's health, she lists swimming in natural waters like lakes, rivers, and the ocean. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, I hope that you found this interesting and helpful, and I hope that you give it a try. Again, whether you're on gaps or interested in it, or not on gaps, not interested in gaps, detox baths are for you. They are helpful for so many different things. They're a great natural remedy type of thing just to keep in the back of your mind whenever you have an ailment that one of them could help. So I just wanted to talk about that and share it and answer common questions that come up around detox baths. Make sure to check out that description box for links to all the different detox bath ingredients for specific brands that I use and recommend, as well as the different things that I use to treat water to filter it for detox baths. I'm also going to put a fun link down there about where you could find mineral hot springs all over the world. Also check out that description box for links to free ebooks and other goodies. If you are interested in the GAPS diet, I have some meal plans and different ways that I can help you follow GAPS. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody else that you think would find it interesting or helpful. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I get out new videos every week on nourishing recipes and natural living. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.